Hello, everybody. Yoko 007 here, bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game, we've got the 11 and 13 Houston Astros taking on the 15 and 9 St. Louis Cardinals. This is game 2 of a 3-game series between the Astros and the Cardinals. Cardinals managed to win the first game of the series. They're looking to win the series today, but the Astros, will they be able to come back and tie the series up? We'll find out in 9 innings time. And let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Houston Astros. Leading off, the center fielder, Michael Bourne. Batting second, the second baseman, Kazue Matsuri. Batting third, the shortstop, Miguel Teja. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the first baseman, Lance Berkman. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Carlos Lee. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Hunter Pence. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Mark Loretta. Batting eighth, the catcher, Brad Osmus. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Roy Oswalt. On the mound for the Cardinals, it is Adam Wainwright. He'll come in today's game with a starting ERA of a 2.0. He's got 3 wins and no losses. He's pitched 27 innings, allowed 16 hits, 16 strikeouts, and 10 walks. We're here at Busch Stadium III, which gives a -3 to strikeouts, nothing to walks, and nothing to home runs. And with that, Michael Bourne steps up into the batter's box as the home plate umpire dusts it off. He's batting a 171, and here is the first pitch. And we're underway. And that is going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. We're going to start this game off with a split result. Now, on a split result, we take a look to see if the in this case, the batter, well, off the pitcher card, if the batter is left or right-handed. In this case, Michael is a left-handed batter. So on the pitcher card, we look to the left-handed side of the slash. And that is a strike plus. Now, on a strike plus, we add 10 to the strikeout range, minus the 3 from Busch Stadium. So we add 7 to the strikeout range. Bourne's range is on a 1 to 19. That is an 11. Struck him out. And that'll put one away. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the St. Louis Cardinals. Duncan out there in left field. Ankle will be at center. Schumacher will be at right. Going around the horn, we've got Gladys on third. Ryan will be at short. Kennedy on second. Pujols will be on first. Laurie will be behind the plate. And Wainwright will be on the mound. Kazue Matsuri batting a 241. And the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. That's a strikeout. On a 1 to 4, that is a 3. Struck him out. And that'll be 2 up and 2 down. And Miguel Teja batting a 277. And that is going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. Possible error on a ground ball. Now, on an error check, we will check the number in the brackets. Whose error range are we checking? And that is going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. It's a fly ball back there to Duncan. Duncan will make the catch, and that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, no errors as the Cardinals retire the Astros in order. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the first, and here is the starting lineup for the St. Louis Cardinals. Leading off, the right fielder, Skip Schumacher. Batting second, the center fielder, Rick Ankle. Batting third, the first baseman, Albert Pujols. Batting fourth, the left fielder, Chris Duncan. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Troy Gladys. Batting sixth, the second baseman, Adam Kennedy. Batting seventh, the catcher, Jason Laurie. Batting eighth, the pitcher, Adam White. And batting ninth, the shortstop, Brendan Ryan. On the mound for the Astros, it is Roy Oswalt. Oswalt comes in to today's game with a starting ERA of a 0.77. And let's take a look at his stats. He's got 2 wins and 1 loss. He's pitched 35 innings, 24 hits, 32 strikeouts, and 3 walks. And with that, Skip Schumacher steps up into the box. He's batting a .250. And we're ready to start 2-2, column 2, row 2. That's a split result. Schumacher being a left-handed batter. Left-handed side of the slash. It's a blank. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6, double star 6. Come over to the double star line. So it's going to tell us to look at the number 6 position. That's a fly ball to left field. Lee just has to move a little bit and makes the catch and puts one away. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the Houston Astros. Lee will be out there in left field. Bourne will be in center. Pence at right. Going around the horn, we've got Loretta on third. Teja will be at short. Matsui will be on second. Berkman at first. Osmus will be behind the plate. And Oswalt will be on the mound. Rick Ankle batting a .232. And that is going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a strikeout on a 1-11. The 16 is too high. And that is going to be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. Now a split result off of the batter card. It's the same thing. We look to see if the pitcher is left or right-handed. In this case, Roy is a right-handed pitcher. So Ankle, we will resolve it by looking at the left-handed side of the slash. And that is a base hit past the shortstop. Ankle gets it, smacks it right through, a base hit right through the hole. Teja can't get it in time. Ankle will get on first, and the Cardinals have a runner on base. So runner on first, anytime we have a runner on base, we do roll for strategy. Strategy roll is an 11, so the Cardinals are holding off. Infield at double play depth, and with that, Albert Pujols batting a .404. And that is going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. That's a strikeout on a 1-3. The 4 is too high. And that is going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2, double star 2. It's going to be a fly ball to Bourne. Bourne just doesn't have to move. He's right there, makes a catch, and that'll put 2 away. Chris Duncan batting a .228, strategy roll is a 5, infield normal depth. Cardinals holding off on strategy, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. That is a strikeout on a 1-9, the 10, just outside of the range on that one. And it's a 5-1, column 5, row 1. That's a ground ball to the shortstop. Teja will make the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, and no errors, and 1 left on for the Cardinals. After 1, we're tied at 0. We go to the top of the second. It's Lance Berkman, Carlos Lee, and Hunter Pence due up for the Astros. Lance Berkman batting a .277. And that is going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. Lance Berkman, a switch hitter, so he's batting left today. That's going to be a strikeout plus. And that's going to be a 1-17. That is a 12. Struck him out looking. And that's 1 away. Carlos Lee batting a .421. And that is going to be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. That is a range play at the ballpark. So anytime you roll the @ symbol as the result off of the pitcher card, you'll resolve the play using the ballpark card. And in this case, it's also going to be a range check too. So whose range are we checking? And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. It's a double to ankle. His range is a 1. It's a 5. Dunk ankle can't make the play. He misjudged it, and with that, Carlos Lee will get on base with a double. Strategy rolls a 17. Runner on second, infield normal depth. Hunter Pence batting a 229. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. That is a strikeout on a 1-8. That is a 3. Struck him out. Struck him out, and that's good. And we have a strategy roll now. Strategy roll is a 20. Anytime you roll a 20 on the strategy die, it's a pickoff attempt. In this case, on a 1-7, you'll be picked off. It's a 19, nothing happens. Mark Loretta batting a 225, and that's going to be a 1-6, column 1, row 6, strikeout on a 1-4. That is a 1, struck him out. So no runs, 1 hit, and no errors, and 1 left on for the Astros. We go to the bottom of the second. Troy Gladys, Adam Kennedy, and Jason Laurie due up for the Cardinals. Troy Gladys batting a 313 and the pitch. And that'll be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. That's a strikeout. On a 1-6, the 17 is too high. And that is going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. That's going to be a fly ball to Bourne. Bourne gets under it, makes the catch, and puts 1 away. Adam Kennedy batting a 290. Kennedy 5-5, column 5, row 5, possible error. So whose error range are we checking? That's going to be, there were 3-3, column 3, row 3. It's a base hit past second base. That's going to be Matsui. His error range is on a 1-6. It's a 19, no error there. And with that, we have a runner on first. Strategy roll is a 19 on a 2. The 19 is the only thing for bunting. We are going to bunt. It's a sack bunt. And with that, Jason Laurie batting a 143 is going to come up. Infield double play depth. And that is going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6. Bunting is a 1-6. Lead runner thrown out. The batter is safe at first base. So with that, Kennedy gets thrown out. And Laurie will get on by fielder's choice on the 13-16. Strategy roll is a 2-ounce runner on first, and with 2 outs, we add a +1 to the base run rating. Adam Wainwright batting a 100, infield normal depth, and that is going to be a 1-1, column 1, row 1. It's a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that's going to be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. It's going to be a ground ball to Teja. His range is on a 1-3. It's a 2. Teja makes the catch. And that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, and no errors. And 1 left on for the Cardinals. After 2, we're still tied at 0. We go to the top of the third. Brad Osmus, Roy Oswald, and Michael Bourne due up for the Astros. And Rick is 1 for 10 on his range plays. Brad Osmus batting a 250. And that is going to be a 1-1, column 1, row 1. It's a wild pitch. Nobody is on, so we're going to re-roll for the batter. And that is going to be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. That's a power hit to ankle. On a 1 to 11, it's a single. And 12 to 15, it's a double. It's a 17. Ankle will run back there, make the catch. Runs back down to the wall. He's at the track. He's on the warning track. Makes a leaping catch and puts one away. Roy Oswalt batting a .250. And that is going to be a 6-4, column 6, row 4. That is a hit by pitch. Adam Wainwright will give a -4. That's a 0. The 15 is too high. That's going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. Ground ball to Wainwright. Scoops it up, throws it underhanded to Pujols for out number 2, and that'll put 2 away, 2 up, 2 down, and we go to the top of the order. Michael Bourne. Bourne is 0 for 1, struck out his last time up. And that is going to be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. That's a strikeout on a 1 to 9. The 7 in range struck him out. So 3 up, 3 down as the Cardinals retire the Astros in order. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the third. It's Brendan Ryan, Skip Schumacher, and Rick Ankel due up for the Cardinals. Brendan Ryan batting a .185. And that is going to be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. Double question mark. Now, on a double question mark, that is the only thing we follow right now, even when Roy is not tired. So it's a double star and a 1 to 18. That is an 8. Now, a double star off the picture card, you're going to roll 1. If you're playing the physical game, you'll roll 1d6 to determine what the auto out is going to be. If you're playing the PC game, it'll randomly choose it. And that's going to be a ground ball down the first baseline to Berkman. And that'll put 1 away. Top of the order, Skip Schumacher, 0 for 1. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-4, column 4, row 4. That's a strikeout on a 1 to 2. That is a 2. Struck him out. And that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. Rick Ankel, 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-1, column 6, row 1. Strikeout on a 1 to 11. The 17 is too high. Ankel, 5-5, column 5, row 5. Double star 4. Ground ball to second base. Matsui will get it. Toss it underhand to Berkman, who tags first base, and that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, as the Astros retire the Cardinals in order. 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, and no errors, and none left on. After 3, we're still scoreless. We go to the top of the 4th. It's Kazue Matsui, Miguel Teja, and Lance Berkman due up for the Astros. Kazue Matsui is 0 for 1, struck out his last time up. And that is going to be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. Possible error on a throw. Whose error range are we checking? And that is going to be a 5-6, column 5, row 6. That is a double out there to Ankel. Error range is a 0. That is a 3, so there is no error there. That's a 1-hopper off the wall, and Kazue Matsui will lead off with a base hit. So runner on second, strategy roll is a 14. Miguel Teja up. Teja is 0 for 1, infield normal depth, and the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6, fly ball back to the ankle, who will make the catch, puts one away. Kazuri Matsui, does he advance from second to third? On ball set to F8, we subtract 1, subtract 3. Ankle's arm gives it a -2. That is a 1. That is a 4. The 4 is higher than the run, and the rule says if 1d6 is less than or equal to the adjusted base run rating, the runner will advance to third. Otherwise, he holds. In this case, Matsui will hold. So runner on second, that's going to bring up Lance Berkman. Berkman is 0 for 1 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-3, column 4, row 3, range play at the ballpark. We're going to go to Busch Stadium, and that is going to be a 6-1. Column 6, row 1. Now, on the ballpark card, there are 3 blank squares on the ballpark card. If you roll a blank as your result, if a blank comes up as your result, it is a rare play. So let's see what the rare play is. Right fielder crashes into the wall, chasing a deep drive. Result play as a D9 range play. Check for injury to right fielder after the play. If right fielder fails to make the play, the center fielder picks up the ball with the hitter attempting a triple. Resolve as an S8 with the play at third. Unsuccessful range play by Skip Schumacher. Can't catch it. Schumacher is injured and will miss the rest of this game. So the right fielder, Skip Schumacher, is out. And with that, we're going to bring in Adam Kennedy. Oh, Kennedy is already in the lineup. Yep. So we are going to bring in Nick. Yeah, 1 run does score on that. So Berkman will go to second. That's a D+ result. So nothing. The roll is higher. Base run rating is a 0. On that. So the Astros do get a run on the board. It's 1-0 on an RBI double by Lance Berkman. And we do have a new right fielder. It's going to be Nick Stravini. It's going to be Nick out there in right field. Strategy roll is a 15. Astros holding off. Carlos Lee 1 for 1 with a double. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-1, column 2, row 1. That is a strikeout on a 1-2. The 8 is too high. And that is going to be a 4-3, column 4, row 3. It's a base hit out there in the left field. And with that, Berkman will go to third. Does he pick up the extra bases? Let's see. Die roll is a 1. Tells us to check the second die. That is a 3. So we'll come over here, check the second die roll. On both of these, it says the lead runner does advance. So Berkman does score. Now we'll take a look at Carlos Lee. If the roll is high, the die roll is a 3. Base run rating is a 2. If the roll is high, trailing runner holds. In this case, Carlos Lee will hold. It's an RBI single by Carlos Lee, and the Astros are up 2-0. Hunter Pence is up. Pence is betting a 227. Strategy roll is a 17. Astros are holding off. And that's going to be a 2-1, column 2, row 1. Strikeout on a 1-8. That is a 5. Struck him out. So 2 outs, 2 outs, runner on first. Strategy roll is a 3. The infield's at normal depth. Mark Loretta is up. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And the pitch. And that's going to be a 2-2. Column 2, row 2. That's a strikeout on a 1-4. The 15 is too high. And that is going to be a 2-6. Column 2, row 6. Double star 5. It's a ground ball to Kennedy. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors, and 1 left on for the Astros. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Albert Pujols, Chris Duncan, and Troy Glanis due up for the Cardinals. Albert Pujols, 0 for 1, and the pitch. Pujols, 6-5, column 6, row 5, possible error on a ground ball. And that is going to be a 6-1, column 6, row 1, double out there into center field. Error range for Bourne is on a 1-6. The 14 is too high. So Pujols will lead off with a double. And with that, Chris Duncan comes up. Duncan is 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 2. And here is the pitch. Runner on second. Infield normal depth. And that is going to be a 4-2. Column 4. Row 2. That is a strikeout. On a 1-9, the 17 is too high. And that is going to be a 1-2. Column 1. Row 2. It's a single past the shortstop. And with that, Pujols will go to third. Duncan goes to first. Does Pujols come home? His base run rating, he'll come home on a base run rating. He'll go from second to home on a base run rating of a 3-6. Base run rating is a 2. He holds. So runners on the corners. No outs. Runners on the corners. And Troy Glanis will come up. He's 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 14. The infield at double play depth. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-2. Column 2, row 2. It's a strikeout on a 1-6. The 18 is too high. And that is going to be a 6-3. Column 6, row 3. It's a fly ball back there to Bourne. He'll make the catch. We'll check. That is an out, but we'll check for the sac fly. That's going to be a +2. We roll 1d6 if it's less than the FS rating of the batter plus the MOD rating. So in this case, it's a +2. That makes the SF rating a +3. The runner scores. So that is a 3. The die roll is a 2. He'll score. So Pujols tags up, he'll run home, and the Cardinals are on the board. It's a 1-run game. It's 2-1 Astros. Next up, it's going to be Adam Kennedy. Kennedy batting he's 1 for 1 today. Strategy roll is a 16, infield double play depth. And that's going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. Possible error on a ground ball. And that is going to be a 1-1, column 1, row 1. Ground ball to Loretta. His error range is on a 1-6. It's a 2. It's an error. As Loretta will pick up the ball, throws it, but drops it behind him. He'll boot it. And with that, Kennedy is on by an E-5, and runners on first and second. So runners on first and second. Jason Laurie is up. He's 0 for 1. Strategy rolls of 15, and here is the pitch. Infield still at double play depth. And that's going to be a 1-5, column 1, row 5. That's going to be a strikeout. On a 1-3, the 18 is too high. And that is going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. Ground ball to Loretta. He'll make the catch. And it's hit in the hole from double play from second to first. So we'll take a look here. Duncan will go. So when it's hit in the hole, double play chance will go from second to first. So Duncan will go to third. We'll take a look at the double play rating here. That is a 0. That is a 0. Grand double play rating is a 4. The second die roll is a 1 because we took a look at that. On the pivot here, pivot will be Matsui. So with that, Kennedy will get out at second. It's a double play. It's a 5-4-3 double play. So 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, and the Cardinals will leave 1 stranded after 4. It's Astros 2, Cardinals 1. We go to the top of the 5th. Brad Asmus, Roy Oswalt, and Michael Bourne due up for the Astros. Asmus, 0 for 1, and the pitch. And that's going to be a 3-3, column 3, row 3. That's going to be a strikeout. On a 1-6, the 11 is too high. And that's going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. That's going to be a fly ball to ankle. He'll get underneath it, makes the catch, and that puts 1 away. Roy Oswalt, 0 for 1, and the pitch. And that's going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. That's a strikeout on a 1-11. The 2 is in range, struck him out. And that'll put 2 away, 2 up and 2 down. Michael Bourne is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and the pitch. And that's going to be a 4-3, column 4, row 3, range play at the ballpark. We're going to go to Busch Stadium. And that is going to be a 2-5, column 2, row 5, ground ball down the third baseline to Gladys. His range is on a 1-3. It's a 6. We'll check to see if it's a single or a double. And on a 5-20, it's a single. The 7 makes it a single. And with that, Michael Bourne will get on with a base hit. Gladys is 2 for 6 on his range plays. Strategy roll is a 7. It is a steal attempt. That's a 16. That makes it a 15. That makes it a 14. Are they going to send him? They're going to send him. It's a 2. And with that, we do check for an error. That is an error. So first of all, it's a stolen base. So Bourne will go to second. It's a throwing error. Laurie throws it wide. And with that, Bourne on an error will go to third, and the Astros have a runner in scoring position. Kazuri Matsui, 1 for 2 today with a double, a strikeout, and a run. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. That is a strikeout on a strikeout plus. On a 1-14, that is a 9. Struck him out. So no runs, 1 hit, and 1 error. And 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Adam Wainwright, Brendan Ryan, and Nick Stravinoha up. So Wainwright batting an 0-90. He's 0 for 1. And the pitch. It's going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. It's a strikeout on a 1-16 to 14. In range, struck him out. Brendan Ryan 0 for 1, and the pitch. Ryan 6-6, column 6, row 6. That is a strike. That is a blank. And that will be a 3-3, column 3, row 3, double star 6. Fly ball back there to Lee. Lee gets underneath it, makes the catch. And that puts 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. We go to the top of the order. Nick Stravinoha. No average just yet. I think this is the first time we're seeing him in the game. No, he's played in 3 games, had 2 at-bats. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-6, column 2, row 6. That's going to be a possible error on a throw. And that is going to be a 4-4, column 4, row 4. It's a single to Pence. His error range for throwing, it's a 1. It's a 13, no error there, but Dick will get on with a base hit. So Nick gets on with a base hit. And we go to the top of the order. It's going to be Rick Ankle. Ankle is 1 for 2. Strategy roll is a 16. Cardinals holding off. And here is the pitch. 2 outs, by the way. And that's going to be a 1-6, column 1, row 6 at the ballpark. We're going to go to Busch Stadium. And that is going to be a 2-4, column 2, row 4, H-R-O. It's a home run to pass Lee. It's a 1-19. The 13 is in range. And that ball is high. That ball is deep. Lee chasing it. And that ball smacks off the sign in Big Mac land. And that is a 2-run home run for Rick Ankle. And it puts the Cardinals in the lead. It's a 1-run game as the Cardinals flip the scoreboard. It's 3-2 Cardinals. Albert Pujols, 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. And that is going to be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. That's a strikeout on a 1-3. The 20 is too high. Keeps the inning alive a little bit here. 3-4, column 3, row 4. Line drive down the third baseline. The runner will make the catch there. Throw it across the horn over to Berkman. And that will retire. And that retires the side. So 2 runs, 2 hits, and no errors, and none left on. After 5, it's Cardinals 3, Astros 2. We go to the top of the 6. It's Miguel Teja, Lance Berkman, and Carlos Lee due up for the Astros. Miguel Teja, 0 for 2, and the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-1, column 1, row 1. It's a wild pitch. So no runners on. We're going to re-roll the dice. Whoop. That's a wild pitch there. We're going to roll for the batter. And that is going to be a 3-2, column 3, row 2. It's a double out there into right field. Nick chases it, and with that, Miguel Teja will get on with a base hit. We were about to follow the old rules where we would re-roll for the batter, where we would re-roll off the batter off the pitcher card. Runner on second, infield at normal depth, strategy roll is a 16. Lance Berkman, 1 for 2 today with a double, a strikeout, a run, and an RBI, and that's going to be a 4-5. Column 4, row 5, that is a walk. On a 1 to 17, that is a 12, and that'll be good for a walk. And that's his first walk of the game. By the way, Adam Wainwright can face 5 more batters before he is considered tired. Strategy roll is a 10, infield at double play depth, and here is the pitch. Carlos Lee, 2 for 2 today with a double and an RBI. And that is going to be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. That is a strikeout on a 1 to 2. The 6 is too high. And that's going to be a 2-4, column 2, row 4. Pop up. Kennedy sees it. Wainwright pointing for it. Kennedy comes in on the grass. Makes the catch and puts one away. Hunter Pence, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Strategy roll is a 4. And the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is a blank. Pence. And that's going to be a 2-5, column 2, row 5. Ground ball to Pujols. Will make the catch. That'll put one away. And we'll check for the double play rating. Ground double play is a +1. Ryan the pivot is a 0. That is the pivot is the shortstop on that one. So it's a 0, so it's a 1. Double play rating is a 4. The D6 is a 6, and the rule says if the roll is a 6, the play is at first only. So Teja will go to third. Berkman goes to second. And runner and with 2 outs. Mark Loretta, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Strategy roll is an 11. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-1, column 2, row 1. That's a strikeout. On a 1 to 4, that is a 2. Struck him out. So no runs, 1 hit, and no errors, and 2 left on. As the Cardinals get out of a jam, we go after 5. It's Cardinals 3, Astros 2. We go to the bottom of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th here. It's no runs, 1 hit, no errors. Bottom of the 6th. It's Chris Duncan, Troy Gladys, and Adam Kennedy due up for the Cardinals. Chris Duncan is 1 for 2. And that is going to be a 3-3, column 3, row 3. That is a strikeout on a 1 to 9. That is a 4. Struck him out. Struck him out. That's going to bring up Troy Gladys. Gladys is 0 for 1 with an RBI. And that is going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. That's going to be a walk plus. Now, on a walk plus, it's the same thing as a strikeout plus where we add 10 to the range. That's a 1 to 29. That's a 0 there. Nothing from the ballpark from Busch Stadium. So that's where we get the 0. So we add the straight 10. That's a 1 to 29. That is a 10, and that's going to be a walk on a full count. So with that, it's going to bring up Adam Kennedy. Kennedy is 1 for 2 today. Strategy roll is a 4. Infield at double play depth. It's a hit and run. So on a hit and run, all ground double plays will get a -2. Base run ratings get a +2. Home run and walk ratings are cut in half, and we round those down. Lineouts are considered double plays, except with the exception of an error on a throw, and should the batter strike out, will resolve the play as a steal. Adam Kennedy is 1 for 2, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. That is going to be a possible error on a ground ball. And that is going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. It's a ground ball to Matsui. His error range is on a 1 to 6. It's an 11. There's no error there. He'll make the catch. And let's see. The roll is... It's going to be a force out. So the rule is, if the roll is greater than the runner on first, it's a force out at second. Gladys will get forced out. And with that, Kennedy will get on by a fielder's choice. So they throw him out at second. So a runner on first, 2 outs. Strategy rolls a 13. Jason Laurie up. He's 0 for 2. And the pitch. And that is going to be a 2-1. Column 2, row 1. By the way, Roy can face 3 more batters before he is considered tired. That is a blank. We consider that a blank right now because Roy has not faced his allotted number of batters. It's going to be a ground ball to Teja. 1-3, column 1, row 3. Ground ball to Teja. He'll make the catch. And that will retire. That retires the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. And 1 left on. And 1 left on. We go to the bottom after 6. It's Cardinals 3, Astros 2. We go, and it's going to be Brad Asmus, Roy Oswalt, and Michael Bourne due up for the Astros. Brad Asmus is 0 for 2, and here is the pitch. And they're going to keep Adam out there. He can face 2 more batters, and that is going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4, possible error. And that is going to be a 3-6, column 3, row 6, fly ball to Duncan. His error range is on a 1 to 20. It's a 7. That's an error. It's a 1-base error as Duncan drops the ball. And that is the second error that Duncan has committed in this game. He's committed 4 errors so far in this replay. Strategy roll is a 1 for Roy Oswalt. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. It's a hit and run attempt. So they are going to let him take the pitch. They are going to let him pitch here. It's going to be a 5-4. Column 5, row 4. Possible error. Whose error range are we checking? It's going to be a line drive up the middle to Wainwright. Error range for Wainwright is a 0. The runner is doubled up. It's a double play. And they turn 2. Got them both out at first. We go to the top of the order. It's Michael Bourne, 1 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts. Wainwright tired. And that is going to be a 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 2-1, column 2, row 1, ground ball up the middle. Wainwright will make the catch, throw it over to Pujols, and sing, "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." No runs, no hits, and 1 error, and none left on. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It's Adam Wainwright, Brendan Ryan, and Nick Stravinova will be due up for the Cardinals. Let's take a look at the box score after 6.5 have been played here in St. Louis. The Astros scored 2 runs in the 4th inning. It's 2 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. The Cardinals scored a run in the 4th, 2 runs in the 5th. It's 3 runs on 6 hits and 2 errors. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Adam Wainwright up. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Are they going to let Wainwright take the hit? No, they are not. Wainwright going to come out, and they're going to bring in Brian Barton. Barton will pinch hit here. Roy Oswalt going to go back out there on the mound. He can face 2 more batters before he is considered tired. Brian Barton batting a .257. That's going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a strikeout on a 1 to 13. That is a 3. Struck him out. And that'll put 1 away. Brendan Ryan 0 for 2 and the pitch. Ryan 2-3, column 2, row 3. That is a strikeout. On a 1 to 5, that is an 8. The 8 is too high. And that is going to be a 2-1. Column 2, row 1. That is a single past Matsui. And with that, Ryan will get on with a base hit. Oswalt now tired, so if we roll a 2-1, a 3-4, or a 4-3, he will get pulled. The bullpen for the Astros warming up. Same with the Cardinals. Strategy roll is a 14 infield double play depth. 1 out, runner on first. Top of the order, Nick. He is 1 for 1 with a run scored, and the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-5, column 6, row 5. Possible error on a ground ball. And that is going to be a 6-1, column 6, row 1. Ground ball to Teja. Error range is on a 1 to 5. It's a 9, no error there. He'll make the catch. We'll check for double play. 0, 0. That is a 5. The die roll is a 1. The pivot being second base. And that is a 6-4-3 double play. It's a double play to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and none left on. After 7, it's Cardinals 3, Astros 2. We go to the top of the 8th. It's Kazui Matsui, Miguel Teja, and Lance Berkman due up for the Astros. And with that, we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Cardinals. And they're going to bring in Franklin. Ryan Franklin is going to come in to pitch now. As he comes into the game with an ERA of a 9.61, 1 win and 2 loss. He's got 4 saves. He's pitched 10 1/3 of an inning, allowed 13 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Taking a look at the stats here. Taking a look at the stats here for Adam Wainwright. He went 7 innings, allowed 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 10 big strikeouts he got in this game. He gets a standing ovation on that one. An ERA of a 2.12. Kazuri Matsui, 3, 4, and 5 in the lineup. 2, 3, 4, sorry. Kazuri Matsui is 1 for 3 today with a double, a strikeout, and a run, and here is the pitch. Franklin, 2-4, column 2, row 4, at the ballpark. And that is going to be a 6-2, column 6, row 2. It's a single to Nick. It's an S+9. And we'll check, that is a double. So if the roll is higher than the ABR, the roll is less than or equal to the adjusted base run rating, the batter is safe with a double. In this case, Kazuri Matsui will take that single, stretch it into a double, and we have a runner on second. Miguel Teja, 1 for 3 today with a double. Strategy roll is a 15. And the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3. That is a walk. On a 1 to 3, the 11 is too high. And that is going to be a 6-1, column 6, row 1. Ground ball to Ryan. He'll make the catch. And the out will be at first. Matsui will hold. So 1 away. Lance Berkman, 1 for 2 with a double, a walk, a strikeout, a run, and an RBI. Strategy roll is an 11. The infield at normal depth. On balls hit to the shortstop, it had to beat the die roll had to be lower than the base run rating on that one. That's going to be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. It's a range play. Whose range are we checking? And that is going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3, ground ball to Gladys. He'll make the catch. Does he make the catch? His range is on a 1-3. It's a 4, it's a double. And we have a tie game. It's 3-3. Lance Berkman on second, 1 out. Carlos Lee is 2 for 3 today with a double and an RBI. Strategy roll is an 8. Astros holding off, and here is the pitch. Infield normal depth. And that is going to be a 2-2. Column 2, row 2. That's going to be good for a blank. And that is going to be a 6-4. Column 6, row 4. Double star 5. Ground ball to Gladys. Will make the catch. And the out will be at first on shortstop. Whereas advanced balls hit the start or the pitcher at the base run rating beats the D6. 2 outs, runner on second, and that's going to bring up Hunter Pence, who is 0 for 3. Pence going to take the hit? No, he is not. Yes, he is. Pence is going to take the hit here. And that is going to be a 2-2, column 2, row 2. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 3-1, column 3, row 1. Fly ball to ankle. He'll make the catch. And that will retire the side. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Rick Ankle, Albert Pujols, and Chris Duncan do up. Roy Oswalt done. So we do a new pitcher on the mound for the Astros. And they are going to bring in Wesley Wright. White going to come into the game with a 5.63 ERA. He's got no wins and 2 losses. He's pitched 8 innings, allowed 6 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 6 walks. Does come into the game with a special K rating. We'll talk about that when it comes up. Taking a look at the stats here for Roy. He won 7 innings, allowed 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and 1 home run. An ERA of a 1.29. 2, 3, and 4 due up in the lineup. Rick Ankle. We do have a couple changes here. Matsui going to come out at second base. And they are going to bring in Thomas Perez. Perez is going to take over at second. And at left field, they're going to bring in Darren Estrad. Will come in at left field. So those are the changes. They are going to do a double switch here. So they're going to switch second and left. So those are they're going to do the change there. So Rick Ankle, that is 2 for 3 today with a home run, a run, and 2 RBIs. Wesley Wright does have a special K rating. We'll talk about that. And that's going to be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. That is a blank. Special K rating on a 1-4. 15 is too high. 2-1, column 2, row 1, double star 3. It's going to be a fly ball to Pence. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. Albert Pujols, 1 for 3 today with a double and a run. And that is going to be a 5-5. Column 5, row 5, strikeout on a 1. The 2 is too high. 11 outside of the range of the special K, 1-6, column 1, row 6, and that is going to be a fly ball to Bourne. He'll make the catch, and that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. Chris Duncan, 1 for 3 with a strikeout, and the pitch. And that's going to be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 5-2, column 5, row 2, double star 5. That's a fly ball back there to Estrada. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors as the Cardinals go down in order. After 8, we're tied at 3. We go to the top of the 9th. It's Mark Loretta, Brad Osmos, and Wesley Wright due up for the Astros. So we do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Cardinals, and Franklin will come out. And for the Cardinals, we do have Kyle McKean will come in. Kyle comes into the game with a 7.59 ERA, no wins and no losses, does have 1 save. He's pitched 8 1/3 innings, allowed 11 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 2 walks. But will we see? The question is, will we see some 9th inning magic? Let's take a look at the box score after 8 innings had been played here in St. Louis. The Astros tied it up, picked up a run in the 8th inning. They also picked up 2 runs back in the 4th. It's 3 runs on 8 hits and 1 error. The Cardinals scored a run in the 4th, 2 runs in the 5th, 3 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors. Taking a look at the stats here for Franklin, he went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 run, 1 earned run, and an ERA of a 9.56. 7, 8, and 9 due up in the lineup. Mark Loretta is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. And Loretta going to take the hit. And try to get him on. 5-4, column 5, row 4. Possible error. No changes to the defense there. 6-3, column 6, row 3. It's going to be a single to Nick. Error range is a 0. That is an 8. He'll make the catch, and with that, Loretta is on with a base hit. So Jose Cruz is going to come in to pinch run for Loretta. Runner on first, and that's going to be Brad Osmos, who is 0 for 3. Osmos going to take the hit. And that is going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4, possible error. And that is going to be a 6-6, column 6, row 6, line drive to Kennedy. Error ranges on a 1 to 9. The runners doubled up. And they turn to Wesley Wright, not going to take the hit here. It's going to be Jeff Bloom. Bloom going to come in to pinch hit. Bloom batting a 200. And that is going to be a 2-6, column 2, row 6, strikeout on a 1 to 6. That is a 6. Struck him out. Struck him out, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and none left on. We go to the bottom of the 9th. And they are going to bring in I want to say Jeff Gray. Yep, they're going to bring in Jeff Gray. Actually, they're going to bring in Chris Sampson. No, Jeff Gray. They're going to bring in Oscar Veraldi. Oscar's going to come in at third base. They're going to bring in Ty Wigginton. Wigginton going to take over at third. Oscar Veraldi is going to come into the game with a 4.50 ERA, 1 win and 1 loss. He's pitched 10 innings, allowed 10 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 3 walks. 5, 6, and 7 due up in the lineup. Taking a look at the stats here for Wright. He went 1 inning, an ERA of a 5.0. Troy Gladys, 0 for 1 with a walk and an RBI. He is going to take the hit here. And that is going to be a 4-2, column 4, row 2. It's a walk plus on a 1 to 29. That is a 10. Remember, on a walk plus, we add 10. And with that, Gladys will go to first. So they're gonna bring in a pinch runner for Troy, and that's gonna bring in Aaron Miles. Yep, Aaron Miles is going to pinch run here. Strategy rolls a 17, infield double play depth. Adam Kennedy, 1 for 3, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 1-6, column 1, row 6, double star, ground ball to Perez, who will make the catch. And that will be a fielder's choice. So Miles gets forced out. Kennedy will get on. And I just realized I misplayed that. We're going to undo that. I misread the play there. So we will undo that last play at the bat. We're going to redo that because I misread the play. So we're going to redo the play there. Strategy roll 9. Adam Kennedy up. He's 1 for 3. I misread the play. And that is going to be a 3-3. Column 3, row 3, double star. That's a ground ball to Teja, who will make the catch. That is going to be a +1. That makes it a 3. The die roll is a 2. And the roll is less than the double play rating. It's equal to a less than. It's a double play. That is a double play. They turn to... And Jason Laurie up 0 for 3. Laurie, is he going to take the hit? He is. And that is going to be a 1-6, column 1, row 6. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 5-1, column 5, row 1. It's a fly ball to Bourne. And that will retire the side. So over at third base, we will have Aaron Miles taking over at third. Miles going to come in. We go after 9. It's no runs, no hits, and no errors. We're on to free baseball. We go to the top of the 10th, and when we go into extra innings, we let the computer decide who the pitcher is going to be. Kyle McKean not going to finish up the... We do have a new pitcher on the mound for that, and that is going to be Chris Perez. Perez is going to come into the game here. Perez comes into the game with a 4.03 ERA, 1 win and no loss. He does have 1 save. 6 2/3 innings, allowed 3 hits, 8 strikeouts, and 3 walks. We'll take a look at the stats of the winning and losing pitcher at the end of the game. Top of the order, Michael Bourne, 1 for 4. And that's going to be a 5-3, column 5, row 3, walk plus on a 1 to 19. That is a 12. Struck him out. Strategy rolls a 14, runner on first, infield double play depth. Darren Estrada, batting a 243, and the pitch. And that is going to be a 3-1, column 3, row 1, at the ballpark. We're going to go to Busch Stadium, and that's going to be a 5-5, column 5, row 5, On a 1, it's a single. 2 to 7, double. 8 is a triple. 9 to 13, it's a home run. It's a 2, it's a double. And with that, Bourne will go to third. The go-ahead run is only 90 feet away. And with that, Miguel Teja 1 for 4 today with a double. Strategy roll is an 11. Bourne going to come out of the game. And they're going to bring in Reggie Ambercomb. Reggie going to come in there. Teja, pitch. And that is going to be a 3-6, column 3, row 6, possible error on the throw. The infield's playing in. And that is going to be a 5-3, column 5, row 3, ground ball to Kennedy. Error ranges on a 1 to 16, no error, on a 1 to 9 to 16, too high, no error there. And are they going to try to score the runner? They are. Are they going to go for the auto out at first? No, they're not. So on a 4, it's a fielder's choice. Ambercomb gets thrown out. Whoop. I didn't mean to do that. We'll redo the play in a second here. Estrada will go to third, and Teja will get on by fielder's choice. That is a redo. Redo the play because I clicked the wrong button. Very rarely do I do that in this game. Very rarely do I do that. Okay, there we go. We're going to redo that play because me not clicking the wrong button messed it up. So we're going to redo that play. Strategy roll 14, Teja up. He's 1 for 4 with a double. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. That is a blank. And that is going to be a 4-1, column 4, row 1. It's a single to Duncan. Now 1 run will score. It's 4-3. Astros with a 1-run lead. Darren Estrada will go to third. He will hold. Base run rating is a 3. The die roll is a 4. And if the roll is less than or equal to the ABR, the runner advances. In this case, he will hold. So runners on the corners. Infield playing in. No outs. Lance Berkman. 2 for 3 with 2 doubles, a walk, a strikeout, a run, and 2 RBIs. Strategy roll is an 11. And that is going to be a 6-3, column 6, row 3. It's a strikeout plus. On a 1 to 17, that is a 10. Struck him out. Struck him out, and then to put 1 away. Strategy roll 19. 1 out, runners on the corners. Perez tired. So if we roll a 2-2, a 4-2, or a 4-5, we go back to the bullpen. And that is going to be a 1-5, column 1, row 5, strikeout plus. On a 1 to 18, that is a 4. Struck him out. I got to put 2 away. And Hunter Pence 0 for 4 today. Pence out there in right field. They're going to need him, and they're going to keep him in the game. They're keeping Pence in this game. And that is going to be a 3-5, column 3, row 5. That is a blank. 2-4, column 2, row 4. It's a single to Miles. Another run scores. Teja will go to second. Does he pick up third? He'll go from first to third on a base run rating of a 6. He will hold. And with that, Perez is done. We do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Cardinals. And they're going to go with Ron Villanone. Ron will come into the game, no ERA. He's pitched 5 1/3 innings, allowed 5 strikeouts and 1 walk. And Chris is responsible for Miguel Teja and Pence Hunter. He does have a special K rating. We'll talk about that when it comes into play. And that is going to be a 1 of 4-1, column 4, row 1, possible error. On a 7, too high, and that's going to be a 4-5, column 4, row 5. It's going to be a single to Nick. Error range is a 0, that is a 5. No error there. Strategy runner advancement check, it's a 6. All runners hold, and the bases are loaded here in the top of the 10th. It's 5-3. Brad 0 for 4. Brad going to take the hit. And that is going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. That's going to be good for a base hit. It's a single. Pence goes to third, and he's waved around. He'll go from second to home on a 2 through 6. That is a 5. It's 7-3, and the Astros exploded here in the top of the 10th. It's 7-3. They picked up 4 runs. Oscar Villarelli not going to take the hit here, and that's going to be Jose Cruz. Cruz going to come in, 2 outs. Runners in first and second, and here is the pitch. Cruz batting in 0.77. And that is going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. That is a blank. On a 2, that's a strikeout. Struck him out. So no, 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 2 left on. We go to the bottom of the 10th, and they are going to bring in they're going to bring in Jose Varaldi. He's going to come in for it. And at center field, it is going to be Reggie Abercrombie. So Abercrombie going to come in. And with that, Ron Villanone not going to take the hit here. It's for Ron Villanone, Brendan Ryan, and Nick due up for the Cardinals. Brandon Looper going to come in to pinch hit. Looper is batting in 0.83. And that is going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. That is a strikeout plus. On a 1-25, that is an 11. Struck him out. Struck him out looking, and that's 1 away. Brendan Ryan, 1 for 3, and the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-4, column 4, row 4. Possible error on a throw. And that is going to be a 1-2, column 1, row 2. Pop up to the shortstop. Teja will quickly get underneath it. Makes the catch, and that puts 2 away. 2 up, 2 down. Nick, 2 up. He's 1 for 2 with a run scored. Are they going to let him take the hit? No, they are not. They're not letting Nick take the hit here. And they're going to bring in Josh Phelps. Phelps will come into the game batting a .333. And 4-2, column 4, row 2. Cardinals down to the last out. That's a possible error on a ground ball. And that is going to be a 5-3, column 5, row 3. Ground ball to Teja. Error range on a 1-5. It's a 3. It's an error. And with that, Phelps will get on with a base hit. So Phelps will get on by an E6, and that's going to bring up Rick Ankle. Ankle is 2 for 4 with a home run, a run, and 2 RBIs, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-4. Column 4, row 4, possible error on a throw. And that is going to be a 5-4, column 5, row 4. Double question mark to left field. On a 1 to 8, it's a single. 9 to 14, double. 15 to 18, it's a triple. It's a 17, it's a triple. And Stroud's error range is a 0. The 16 is too high. And the Cardinals now make it a 3-run game. It's 7-4. Albert Pujols is 1 for 4 today with a double and a run. And the pitch. Cardinals down to the last out. It's going to be a 6-1. Column 6, row 1. That is a walk on a 1 to 16. The 5 in range. And that is a walk. That's a 3-run game. Chris Duncan, 1 for 4 with a strikeout and the pitch. Runners on the corners, infield, normal depth. Pitch is a 6-6. Column 6, row 6. Strikeout plus. We add 10. Minus 3, we add 7 on a 1 to 19. That is a 3. Struck him out looking. And that's the ball game as the Cardinals will leave 2 stranded. As the Houston Astros defeat the St. Louis Cardinals 7-4, final line score coming right up. Astros they defeat the St. Louis Cardinals in extra innings at 7-4. Astros 7 runs on 14 hits and 2 errors. The Cardinals 4 runs on 8 hits and 2 errors. In that 10th inning, the Astros scored 4 runs. The Cardinals came back to answer with 1. Oscar Villarreal will pick up the win. Chris Perez will pick up the loss. Rick Ankel picks up his 3rd home run of the replay. Taking a look here at the stats, Oscar Villarreal, who will get the win, he went 1 inning, allowed no earned runs, 1 walk, an ERA of a 4.10. And Jose Veraldi went 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, 1 run, no earned runs, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Chris Perez, who went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 3 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, an ERA of an 8.63, and Ron Villanone, who went 1/3 of an inning, allowed 2 hits, 1 strikeout, no ERA there. So that is the way everything's shaped up. So the Astros will improve to 12-13, 1 game under 500, and the Cardinals will drop to 15-10. So that's going to do it for us here at Busch Stadium. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a thumbs up on your way through the turnstile. And remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos in the 2008 replay go up, and when I go live with all of the Philadelphia Phillies games. Until then, I'm Yoko007. We'll see you for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.